Hello everyone, Phil here, and welcome to DSP versus the Internet. This is episode 22, I believe, for January, wow, July 16th, 2023. It's Sunday, we're ready to have some fun reacting to clips all over the internet as submitted by my channel members, because indeed it is members of DSPReacts who are allowing me to do this show every week by submitting cool clips from all over YouTube. Thank you to everyone who did. Remember, Ultra members are guaranteed to get their video watched, while standard level members compete in a playlist that is a random select playlist, so everyone has equal opportunity to get their video watched, all right? If you like this content, please support it in some way. As simple as liking the videos, liking the stream, leaving comments on the videos for engagement is huge. But you could also do things like a super chat, a super sticker, a super thanks on a video on demand, a membership or a gifted membership so you can be part of the fun next time around, or a tip if you're here for the live stream. All of that is very, very much appreciated. If you're wondering why I look like this, it's because we had a lot of support on today's stream. So we have all of the tip rewards already, the vest, the glasses, the hat. But in addition, I was also wearing some new summertime garb over the summer, and people seem to like the shirt. That's why I look completely different today, all right? Anyway, folks, without further ado, I think we should begin. We're going to start with the Ultra level member video, all right? So let's go ahead and let's see what the Ultra members wanted me to watch for this week. Let's get this going. I think it's synced already. If I hit play, I believe it'll just play. Let's see here. Oh, it would help if I had headphones on, no? It's probably a good idea, so I can actually hear some audio. Okay, here we go. Is it working? It's working. How dog breeds would react to robbers. Okay, here we go. Doberman just looks and the robber runs. Golden Retriever.
Sup, bro?
Hi.
What are you doing?
Robbing you?
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'll show you where she keeps her jewelry.
But the Golden Retriever would be very welcome.
Wrong house.
No, you know what's funny? With certain dog breeds, the smaller the dog, the more loud and basically aggressive the dog is, right? Like Chihuahuas and Shih Tzus seem to be like the or Pomeranians seem to be like the loudest, most get-in-your-face alerting dogs that there are, right? But then the bigger dogs, you think, oh, these are more like dogs that'll scare you away. They could be like super chill. They just don't care. They just sit around. They don't do nothing, right? It's pretty funny.
Oh! Get sauced!
Ah!
Oh, so it's that kind of night, huh?
The husky says nothing, just stares him down. What is this? A Belgian Malinois?
Hello? Hello, is someone there? Hello?
The Chow Chow can't see. Australian Shepherd just wants to play. Uh-oh.
Really?
Wrong house.
That's what I thought.
What the hell's a Vizsla? I don't know what kind of dog that is.
What are you doing?
I was gonna steal from you.
Well, that's not very nice of you. Are you okay?
Honestly, it's been pretty hard, man.
Hey, in the words of Miley Cyrus, nobody's perfect. Come on, let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Yes, let's have a talk with the boxer. That's it. That's it. That was pretty good. That was pretty funny. I actually like. I like the dog that spin kicked him in the face. That was good. Because I guess what he's doing, he's trying to mimic the personality of the breed of dog, right? Yeah. So the boxer's more inquisitive and just wants to like spend time with the human, while some of them are like the pit bulls, like, what are you, crazy? Get the hell out of here, right? And some of the other ones are like the husky was good. He was like, and all of a sudden, whoa! That was good. I like that. That was actually one of my favorite videos the last few weeks. That was pretty entertaining. Okay. The Marvel musical. Okay. See what this is.
I was living the life, yes, I was having so much fun. I was winning awards I didn't even know I won. And just in case you can't tell, all of that went straight to hell when I was kidnapped by some Afghan guy who made me build a missile, or I would die. I got a magnet in my chest.
Oh my god.
Thanks to this guy wearing a vest.
So it really is like a full musical.
I am able to give them all the boot. With the fire I can shoot from this really kick-ass suit. I can also fly for like 8 seconds, but after some improvements using...
Yeah, this might get claimed. I'm actually looking, since it has music to it, and you gotta wonder, like, this is animated James, you wonder if he, like, it's 105 million views, by the way, because Marvel so got popular, this video. You gotta wonder if he, like, licensed it and tried to distribute it, and now this is gonna get, like, in big trouble because I'm watching it. I wonder. I'm gonna get, like, give it a minute here. By the way, I think it's fine. I don't dislike it. I don't like it. It's all right. It's following the story. The singing's not bad. I do want to give it a second here before we continue, just in case, because it makes me nervous whenever we do anything with music or something like this. If anything, I would just say the animation, maybe, you know, could be a little better, because you can tell it's like almost like flash animation or something, right? Looks like so far we're good, and I'm watching. We're not getting claimed. All right, I guess we'll continue then. It seems to be going. All right.
I was able to make the suit way more cool. Then I got rebellious, Obadiah Stane got jealous, and he stole my heart in a completely non-gay way. In a completely non-gay way. And so I killed him. I've been living in a third world.
So you know what's funny? You could totally tell that this is over 10 years ago. And you want to know why? Because today, we don't consider this Incredible Hulk movie to be part of the MCU, right? Like, it's one of the ones that came right before, but doesn't really fit into the MCU, because then after that, the Hulk became Mark Ruffalo for the MCU. But he put it in there as if it was, when really, in reality, it's kind of like border. It was like to start, but it really wasn't part of that MCU. It really was Iron Man, and then Captain America, Thor, all those kind of started the MCU, right? So, yeah. Anyway.
Country, which is kind of ironic since I'm trying not to get angry. I've been working in a bottle factory, then I got discovered and tracked down by the military. Then back in New York I found my girlfriend.
I destroyed a helicopter.
And then this guy got jealous of me. Deja vu. And then he became a muscly freak too.
Kinda wish I had killed him.
That was fast. Iron Man 2.
The Stark Expo's back, and now that everyone knows that I'm a superhero and hammer tech blows, my life is great, nothing can go wrong. Oh wait, some Russian guy wants me to die, and so I killed him. Okay, I lied. The Russian went on to work for Hammer Tech. I found a crossword puzzle on my neck, and so I threw a party, and I really partied hardy until Brody came in, kicked my ass, and stole my suit, and now the Russian guy has drones, and I'm pretty much all alone. Since Pepper abandoned me, Brody's a war machine, my chest is killing me, so I invent.
I didn't like Iron Man 2. I thought Iron Man 1 was like really a good way to start the MCU. And I thought Iron Man 2 kind of felt like a completely different vibe of a movie, and it wasn't that good. A lot of people liked it. I didn't like it at all. It was one of my earliest movie reviews for YouTube, as I tell everyone I didn't really like it, you know? All right, I think we've seen enough of this, by the way. All right, how about this? Let's fast forward to a different one. What's this one? Captain America? Thor? What's this?
I was killing this giant Cyclops thing is really hard. Through the power of Odin's tear, I get my powers back, and now I have no choice but to counter Loki's attack by killing him. Kind of, not really.
You know, what I would say is, if there were different people singing the different parts, it would have been better. I kind of feel like, because it's the same guy singing every part, it doesn't, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't seem to fit. If it was different people doing the different roles, it would have been a better video, I feel. Then again, I mean, it's 105 million views because it was Marvel 10 years ago at the peak of when they were exploding with their first movies. So, I kind of get why it's that popular, you know what I mean? All right. Anyway, now here's the deal. This next video, all right, I'm going to explain. There's a special situation surrounding this video. Okay?
Amblin raid created.
Now, that's as far as I'm playing this fucking video. All right? And I'm going to explain why I put this up on the screen for a good reason. Okay? This is an Ultra member submission. All right? It's a video, a documentary video made by a YouTuber called SunnyV2 in regards to this Amberlynn Reed YouTuber who I guess, I don't know her story. I have no clue. All right? Here's the deal. There's two major reasons why I'm not watching this. Okay? The first is because this girl's story is very sad. She's someone who basically has, a lot of people suspect, some kind of like mental illness. And she started off being this kind of YouTuber that was supposed to lose weight, but ended up gaining weight over time. And essentially, she's, you know, people call her a lol cow, but in reality, I don't even know if it's that. It's more like, I don't know. You gotta wonder if she's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is someone who's had a lot of bad things happening, and I don't really like the fact that people kind of harp on that. Like this, you know what I mean? That's number one, just to begin with. But number two. All right? And the person who submitted this video never would have known this, so I just want to make this publicly known. SunnyV2 is a scumbag YouTuber. And what I mean by that is that SunnyV2 is one of those YouTubers who literally just takes a lot of stuff from other places, does no actual research themselves on anything to confirm or corroborate that anything is real. They just take in all of the drama content about people and compile it into a video and then actually act like the video is factually true. And the reason I can actually say this with a 100% certainty is because this person has made videos about me before, okay? And if you watch back the videos, here's the thing. There's been documentaries done about me in the past. I've watched the Down the Rabbit Hole documentary about me, right? At least with the Down the Rabbit Hole documentary by Frederick Knudsen, he tried to at least take things that were public, right? And that's what he talked about. It wasn't, oh, here's a bunch of shit that's hearsay. Here's a bunch of shit that's conspiracy that's not corroborated by any real concrete fact and pass it off as fact. That's literally what this guy does. This guy will take any drama from any of the hate groups or anyone on the internet. He compiles it into a video that he claims is a documentary, and then he puts it out there, gets insane clickbait views, and profits massively, like 4.7 million views. He, no exaggeration, made thousands upon thousands of dollars on this video. And I would guarantee you there is shit in this video that's not true. But he passes it off as fact. He's a scumbag. This is not someone who's actively trying to tell a story. This is someone who's trying to profit off of misery. He's a misery broker, okay? He did countdowns and had me in the countdowns saying that I'm like one of the least liked YouTubers, and says, oh, it's because of all the bullshit about mobile games and stuff. It's like, wait a minute. None of that is factually corroborated. That's all the bullshit people made up about me, right? That is not backed up by fact. Now, you can believe it if you want based on things that you've seen, but it's not backed up by any fact. And everyone will say, yeah, there's never been a piece of definitive evidence out there to say that a lot of the accusations about Darkseid are true, but there's enough out there that a lot of people just believe them. He doesn't say that in his video about me. He just says it's factually true. So this person, SunnyV2, you can go fuck yourself. You're a scumbag. You actually probably should be sued for defamation, because the difference between actually saying, okay, here's a bunch of things people say about someone versus this is factually true is completely different. It's harmful to make a video that gets 5 million views that actually is factually false. And you say it's true because you're a scumbag who just wants to make money ruining people's lives on the internet. So I absolutely refuse to watch a single video from this scumbag person. Anything that they say about me is literally fake. It's bullshit. They shouldn't. No one should be watching this person's videos. They're a piece of dog shit. Okay? So I'm not going to watch this video. Now, if you're the member who submitted this video, you likely didn't know that. All right? Therefore, if you would like to submit 2 videos for next week's show because you're an Ultra member, because you didn't get your video watched this week, I will give you that. That's only fair. You didn't know that there was no way that I was going to watch this video because this guy's a piece of dog shit. All right? So we're going to just move on now. Don't submit anything ever from SunnyV2. He is a lying, defamatory scumbag. Does not deserve any of the popularity he has on YouTube. He's a misery broker, and he should go to hell. Next video.
This
Interesting music.
activation
Sounds
was
like
my
Call of
first
Duty.
activation. Definitely my heart was racing when the siren rang and when I received the phone call from Airport Police Division. To be operational really means when a button is pressed, my team and I know what to do, and when we reach on site, all of us know our own roles and responsibility and we are able to execute them well.
I have a question. This is our Singapore Army, a stronger army. Obviously, it's meant to be a promotional video about the Singaporean army. In Singapore, is the national language English? Because I didn't even know that. I thought that, you know, in some videos you see them speaking English, and like that's because they know that as like their second language. Maybe, is it? Maybe there is no national. What is the national language of Singapore? Is it English? Does anyone know? Because of British rule? Singapore is either Chinese or English, but people in Singapore do mostly speak English. Is that true? That's interesting. I didn't know that. Yeah, I had no clue. Okay. Singapore was founded as a colonial English colony. But Malay is actually, it's English, Malay, and Mandarin. It's a mix. Oh. Is there one language that's more prominent overall? I wonder. It is in English. Almost all these videos in Singapore, you hear English, right? They speak English. They're drills. You know, they're different drills. Quite frankly, it looks very similar to the United States. It really does. Like, you take a look at all this, even what they're wearing, right? It seems pretty similar to the awareness, operational capacity and awareness of the United States Armed Forces. Wonder how often they're needed.
Having the simulators
I
allows
wonder.
us to practice our combat drills and coordination with one another. With more time spent training, we are able to hone our skills and we have confidence before we move out into the field.
They play video games to train. Yes, I know. So some people are already complaining. They're like, don't you know the Singaporean government is very authoritative? Yeah, they are, right? Let's be honest. I think a lot of people, when they cover or when they talk about Singapore, they say, you know, their laws are so strict. They're not very welcoming to outsiders. If an outsider goes there and breaks the law, they get a very stern punishment or whatever. You know, it's been documented cases. People go to Singapore and they spit gum on the ground and they get arrested and caned and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, you know, you have to understand something, okay? Not everything in our world is the same as the United States or Canada or the you know, understand? Like, the world has a lot of different cultures and they all have their own way of operating. Right? And you can argue whether you agree or disagree with them, and you have the right to do that, especially if you live in the United States. You have the right to voice your opinion. But what a lot of people do is they just live in one kind of culture and they just sit there insulated from the rest of the world and don't understand how the rest of the world is. Not everyone is American, all right? Not everyone has the same belief systems, the same culture, the same laws as America. And when you travel, you have to understand that you have to respect the people and the laws of the country you're in. And a lot of people don't do that. They just think, well, I'm American. I'll just go around the world being an asshole no matter where I go, right? Remember the story of the freaking, the American who went to North Korea and he thought it would be funny to go through a building and just tear down posters, and they arrested his ass and tortured him. And then by the time that they finally got him returned, he died. It's like, that's how some of these countries are. I don't agree with that, but you kind of got to be aware where you are and that you're not some special fucking snowflake on planet Earth because you're American and you can just do whatever you want. I think a lot of people are in that mindset of like, oh, well, we should just be able to do wherever we want, wherever, because we're American. Like, you're out of your fucking mind, you know? And if you have an issue with that, quite frankly, stay home in America. Don't travel the world and then get into trouble other places. Be aware of things going on around you. Respect the cultures you're visiting. Don't break the laws. Don't do fucked up stuff. And then you'll be all right. There's tons of people who've gone to Singapore and never had a single problem, anything there. And then there's people who go there, act a fool, and next thing you know, they're getting caned on the ass. Like, but again, this is all common sense stuff. And the problem is most people don't have common sense these days anymore. What else can I say, right? But I mean, honestly, it looks very similar to the capacity what the United States has in their armed forces. I'm not seeing a single thing that stands out. Like, oh wow, it's totally different. They don't have that here. You know what I mean? This obviously is meant to be like a PR video, a positive spin on all of this to make it look good, right? They blocked their screens. They don't want you to see it. This is what would happen. Oh, they blocked it all. That's a bridge, right? Mobile bridge, yep. Create a bridge across places. You know, it's kind of crazy because you literally don't think about this stuff, right? You're like, well, we're not at war right now, right? Right now, worldwide, I mean, there's one war going on in Ukraine, you know, but outside of that, there's no other major, like, anything really going on. So you don't think about this. You're like, oh, you know, but no, countries have to be ready. Literally, countries have to be ready at any moment to mobilize and go to war because you never know what the hell's going to happen, you know? So that's why they have to have these preparedness things going on and stuff, you know? You have to be aware and you have to be ready at any time. And, you know, some asshole comes out and decides they want to do something stupid and you got to be ready for it or else who's going to suffer? If you're not ready, who suffers? Your populace does, right? What if someone, attacks a country, they're not ready to defend or retaliate? So, I think we've seen enough of this. I have time for one more video before we split the part. Let's see. Oh, Supersize Me in 7 minutes. How too much of McDonald's will make you. Let's watch this because I was just talking about this movie recently. So, for those who don't know what this movie is, Supersize Me is a documentary that was made in the early 2000s where this guy decided that literally for an entire month, all he was going to eat was McDonald's every meal. And when he went to the drive-thru, this is early 2000s, so it was a little different than today. They had supersized meals back then. So whenever he went up to a McDonald's drive-thru and they offered him the supersized meal, he had to take it. All right? Now, what it was supposed to do was document how eating McDonald's for every meal for a month would change this guy. Would it really physically hurt him? You know, his physique, his health, what would happen? Now, the movie is about 2 hours long. This is 7 minutes. I don't know how much this is going to summarize it. I also don't know if we're going to get claimed, but I'd like to see a summary of it. Let's see. Let's see how much we can do here.
Is fast food really that bad for you?
I mean, what would happen if I ate nothing but McDonald's for 30 days straight?
I knew if I was going to do this, I would need some serious medical supervision.
Your blood tests are excellent. Total cholesterol of 168, Lisa, superb.
Yep.
In terms of the salts in your blood, your kidney function, your liver function, they were all perfect.
This is the first day, and I'm on my way to breakfast.
I forget this guy's name because he did other documentaries after this. This was his breakout work, and then after this was very successful, he went and did other documentaries. But I've never seen any of his other documentaries. I totally forgot this guy's name.
First thing right there.
There's your McMuffin. His first bite.
Oh, I love Big Macs. See, this is probably the first time in a long time that I've actually seen a Big Mac that looks like the picture.
Hello, may I help you?
Yeah, could I get the double quarter pounder with cheese meal?
Oh my God.
Look at that. Look at that Coke.
Yep, they used to have it like that.
Look how big that French fry is. That thing is like 4 feet tall. Double quarter pounder. That's a lot of food, man.
Yep.
See, now's the time of the meal when you start getting the McStomach ache. Right now, I got some McGas that's rocking. My arms. Are you sweating there? My arms. I feel like I got some McSweats going. My arms got the McTwitches going in here from all the sugar.
Morgan Spurlock is his name. Thank you, Morgan Spurlock.
I'm dying.
He's still eating?
It's making me puke.
When I was younger, oh guys, he's gonna barf. When I was younger, all right, I could eat fast food whenever I wanted. And then the older I got, you know, your metabolism, it catches up with you. And now, very rarely can I eat fast food more than like once in a blue moon, like once every few weeks maybe. If I do, and I'm talking about this fast food. There's other kind, like you get sandwiches and stuff from like a sandwich shop. That's different. But you're talking like greasy fried foods. I can barely eat it. I eat it like once every, and even after I eat it, I don't feel good. You know what I mean? Like at first it tastes good, and when you're done after like an hour, like, oh, like why did I do that to myself? My whole body feels like shit because you ate it, you know? But that's the thing, when you're young, you don't realize. When you're young, your metabolism is like off the charts. Anything you eat, your body will go, process that shit, and just pump it right out. But when you get older, you can't be doing that shit anymore. It starts to kill you, you know? It really does. So he's gonna barf.
You're right.
Well, here's the thing, he's eating it all day. It's not like this was one meal at McDonald's. He's been eating it all day for several days, right? Like 2 days in a row.
This morning. Doesn't feel good at all.
Oh, look what he's, oh.
I'm getting this really weird feeling right in my midsection, like basically like this. Be freaky.
That is very odd.
Yeah. 1339. 1339. I made it over the 3-day hump. You know how when you quit smoking? I don't know how many of you out there smoke cigarettes, but you should stop. I quit smoking, and it's the 3-day hump. If you can make it over those 3 days.
No, see, Lady Christmas says, did you ever see a movie called Fathead? A response to this movie. I've never seen a movie called Fathead, no. I never saw it.
Without smoking one cigarette, you can make it past day 1, day 2, day 3. You make it over the hump, you're fine. Same thing with this. I made it past day 3. I'm all right.
The lawsuit against them, McDonald's stated in their own defense that it's a matter of common knowledge that any processing that its foods undergo serve to make them more harmful than unprocessed foods. Originally created from old chickens that could no longer lay eggs, McNuggets are now made from chickens with unusually large breasts. They are stripped from the bone and ground up into a sort of chicken mash, which is then combined with all sorts of stabilizers and preservatives, pressed into familiar shapes, breaded, deep-fried, freeze-dried, and then shipped to a McDonald's near you. Judge Robert Sweet called them a McFrankenstein creation of various elements not utilized by the home cook.
Yeah, and everyone knows that. See, here's the thing, everyone should know that. It, like, I guess they actually act like, oh, it's so bad, right? But you kind of know that when you're going to McDonald's, you know you're not getting good food. You're getting something that's fast. And here's the funny part, is that I would say cheap, but it's not, because it's really not cheap anymore. At one point, McDonald's used to be cheap food. It really isn't as cheap anymore than it used to be. But I mean, you should know this going to McDonald's. The premise of the movie is eating it for a month. No one should be eating McDonald's for a whole month. It's insanely unhealthy food, right? But if you go to McDonald's and you're so stupid you don't realize that McDonald's is bad for you and that it's like bad parts, it's not even the best part of the food. I mean, what are you doing? You're not eating 5-star meals at fucking McDonald's.
Not chest pains, but like pressure. You know, I feel like I got pressure on my chest. So I figure that's probably not a good thing. Can I get the double quarter pounder with cheese value meal? I don't feel good today. Not that I feel sick, but I just feel really depressed. You know, for no reason. I mean, things are going great. We've had a good day. I just feel really...
That sounds like bullshit.
Yeah.
Why would fast food make you depressed?
No chicken group.
That's my cholesterol group.
Protein.
I got my protein group.
Carbohydrates.
I got my meat group.
You got meat, sugar, and fat.
My headache's coming back again. It feels like somebody's yanking on the tendons behind my eyes. My body officially hates me.
All the vitamins that you see here, vitamin E, thiamine, riboflavin, niacin, and so on, are all under 50% of what you need.
Your total cholesterol was 165 before, now it's 225. The liver is sick, and the most likely cause of your liver sickness is a fatty liver. My advice to you is to stop doing what you're doing because it's hurting you.
See, here's the thing, and you're gonna see if this is accurate. The movie is interesting because the end of the movie is a shock twist that you didn't see coming. And I wonder if they're going to accurately represent the end of the movie here or not. I'm very curious.
I woke up, couldn't breathe, was having really difficulty breathing. I'm very hot, and felt like I was having heart palpitations. Came up and walked around the living room, just trying to get my breath back, and I want to finish.
And I'm dead.
Don't want anything real bad to happen either.
Absolutely outrageous. Okay, for the first time we're seeing uric acid elevated, so you're giving yourself hyperuricemia, and the danger of hyperuricemia is gout, kidney stones.
I know all about that.
The results for your liver are obscene beyond anything I would have thought.
Yeah.
Truly.
This month, I'll have eaten as much McDonald's as most nutritionists say you're supposed to eat in 8 years.
He's almost done. We'll have the true ending. I want to see who has the true ending.
Walking up the stairs has gotten started to get really difficult.
You guys gotta tell me, is that the disgusting picture? I don't know what this picture you guys are talking about. I can't see it. I think I got it.
My McDiet, I consumed 30 pounds of sugar from their food. That's a pound a day. On top of that, I also took in
Wait.
12 pounds
I consumed 30 pounds of sugar from their food. That's a pound a day. Do you really believe he ate a pound of sugar a day? I don't believe that. This sounds like over-exaggeration right now.
The fat. In only 30 days of eating nothing but McDonald's, I gained 24.5 pounds. My liver turned to fat, and my cholesterol shot up 65 points. My body fat percentage went from 11 to 18%, still below the national average of 22% for men and 30% for women. I nearly doubled my risk of coronary heart disease, making myself twice as likely to have heart failure. I felt depressed and exhausted most of the time. My mood swung on a dime, and I craved this food more and more when I ate it, and got massive headaches when I didn't. In my final blood test, many of my body functions showed signs of improvement, but the doctors were less than optimistic.
Should people eat fast food?
No. You know this. The answer is no.
It certainly needs to be very restricted and balanced with overall a healthy diet.
But unfortunately, you cause some major harm to your heart, your liver, your blood.
I guess the big question is, who do you want to see go first?
That's it. So here's the truth. They just skipped it. They skipped it, which is bullshit. They skipped the ending. So the actual ending of the movie is the best part of the movie, because here's what happens. You might say to yourself, well, I don't understand, because if eating fast food is so deadly, why are there so many people who are overweight but not dropping like flies, right? And there's a good answer. The twist ending is that by the end of the month, he feels fine. You know how he said, oh, I'm feeling sick or whatever? By the final few days, he's like, I'm fine. He's like, I don't feel sick anymore. I'm able to move. I'm not, you know what I mean? No depression anymore. It all went away. And when they tested him at the end, his test started to turn positive again. Like everything was leveling out. And the answer is, well, why? Because the human body is incredibly resilient and will adapt to adversity. So if you're presenting the body with a situation where it can only eat a certain kind of food, it might take a while. It might take several weeks to months. But the body will level that out and live off of whatever you give it. Seriously. Why do you think there's people who are so malnourished but they're still alive? Because the body is incredibly resilient and will do whatever it can to survive on what you give it. So even though he's eating insanely bad foods, he can still live on them, and it's eventually not going to be like he's dying from it because he's eating the bad foods. Now, will he be at incredibly elevated risk for a million different things? Heart disease, diabetes, right? Like they said, gout, all these. I mean, I could probably name 20 diseases that he's at risk at because he's eating McDonald's every day. Yes. And that's the thing. Yes, if you're obese because you eat this stuff every day, you're 100% so in a bad position, and you're putting yourself at monstrous risk for any of those things. And chances are, if you're overweight, you're going to die because of it, right? Let's be honest here. If you're overweight like that, you're going to die from it at some day from one of those things that's going wrong. But overall, that was what the takeaway was for me on the movie was, even though McDonald's is bad, and we all agree, there's so many people who are eating like this in the United States, particularly. Why are they alive? Because the body adapts to it. Eventually, they will probably pass away from a horrible reason that was preventable, but they're not just going to drop dead overnight because they're eating bad. And that's why we have such a high overweight populace in this country, because the body survives even on the bad stuff. You see? Okay. So really, what's the takeaway from the movie? The takeaway from the movie for me is eat in moderation. Enjoy McDonald's, but don't fall for marketing, and don't supersize every chance you get, which doesn't exist anymore. They got rid of supersize. And eat in moderation, and it's fine. Look at the beginning. At the beginning of the documentary, he's happy. He's like, I like the food. So if you eat every once in a while, you're good. It's not going to destroy your body to eat fast food every once in a while. But if you're eating it every day, yeah, you're doing the wrong thing. Too much risk. Okay, guys, that is it for part 1 of DSP versus the Internet for July 16, 2023. I hope that you enjoyed it. We'll be back with many more parts. Thanks for watching and supporting, and I'll see you in just a bit.